Hello everyone, Rico's here, and today I'm bringing you guys a Demolition game on the map Hanoi, and in this game I'll be showcasing the FAMAS with Dual Mag, Hardline Stand Ahead Marathon, and instead of rolling with a Claymore like I usually would in most of my Demolition games, I usually like to go with Tactical Insurgents, and I'll get to more in details about that in the video. But to start off is the new map pack 2 called Demolition. So if you guys have watched my recent video, I have stated that there's been leaked information from an Australian retailer, and really wasn't sure to tell if it was fake or not. All I gave you guys is information from the website and a description of what it might be from the images shown. But now, Treyarch announced on Twitter, including JD 2020, that the Escalation Contact Map Pack 2 is announced. So it was legitimate, and everything about it was true. It was never fake at all. So it was legitimate leaked information, and same story. Contains 5 new maps, 4 multiplayer maps, and zombies maps with some surprisingly new playable characters now. So that's information that we didn't get on the other website that I have given you guys, and I'll leave a link in the description of the video to you guys check it out. More information about the map pack 2, and to more description. It's like really not much. The images are the same like the ones on the website, but in multiplayer in a hotel, it's on a roof of a Cuban luxury hotel and casino against the backdrop of old Havana. So it's kind of set between Havana and a luxury hotel sort of thing. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna come out. It seems really good. Convoy is close quarters combat at the scene of an ambushed military convoy. So I guess what I've told you guys before, it seemed like a foreign country highway fights. So it is military convoy, almost like highway fights, except it's U.S. military convoy, not like a foreign country or anything, which I kind of screwed myself on. So sorry about that mistake. And zoo is an abandoned Soviet Russian zoo with danger at every turn. So the way it's kind of weird with danger at every turn. I'm curious to see what that's gonna be. So like I mentioned before, could there be interactive animals, or what? So then when that means danger at every turn. So it could be really you have to be like really cautious and everything. Again, like I mentioned in my recent video, I'm curious and I'm just most worried to see about how that map's gonna come out. It looks interesting, especially with the name Zoo in it. Now, Stockpile is in a remote Russian farm town, secret WMD facility, so nothing like too special. And for zombie maps, is not much more to say about zombies. Treyarch, they don't announce their information until later on, like pretty much the last few days before the map pack releases. And again, the map pack releases on Xbox first, so sorry to those any PS3 players and PC players. Always Xbox is gonna get the map pack first, so you can't expect PS3 to get it at the same time as Xbox. So it's kind of a downside, and nothing much more to say. And stating on the website right here, there will be a double XP weekend beginning Friday, May 6th. So I guess again, it's just like a little celebration for the map pack. So it's not too bad. At least you get double XP weekend. And what I heard from a commentator called the Syndicate Project, he announced that the Escalation map pack was legitimate, and he announced it and everything. And he mentioned that the zombie map is called Survive, but it's mainly called Call of the Dead. I forgot what the German form was, but it's called Call of the Dead. So another German-based facility, I guess, and I guess it's kind of based and leading back into I guess in those two old zombies maps like Kino der Toten and Nach der Toten, or On Toten, I forgot. So I'm guessing it's gonna be related to those two maps. I'm curious to see how that's gonna come out. So nothing much more to say. Check it out for yourselves. Again, the link will be in the description, and the release date is the same, May 3rd. And again, Xbox gets it first. Prices are obviously it's gonna be $15 for the PlayStation Network Store, and 1,200 Microsoft points. So that's all I'd say about the Map Pack 2, it's legitimate, announced, that's it. So now getting into Demolition. My test for Demolition is sort of cheating the system in a way, and in which I kind of brought up I kind of bringing up why I use a tactical insertion in Demolition. So by me saying cheating the system, and what you should guys do should do as well is basically it's sending a tactical insertion right near the enemy spawn where you think the enemy won't fire a tactical insertion, and I call that cheating the system because you're basically cheating the spawn system. You're not like usually like in a fair way. You're just using your own advantage to get to the enemy spawn as you know as fast as you can, as like so you could spawn trap the enemies on your own, without the support of your team. Let's say if if you're like the type of player who rolls in with a teamwork, or you run solo individual. So that's what I mean by cheating the system. That's why I like to use text. So every time whether you're playing offense or defense, again, my recommendation is to run towards the enemy spawn and plant a tactical insertion in a place in which the enemies won't find it whatsoever, or at least are too stupid to run by it, and when it's in an obvious place. And earlier in my video, you guys should have noticed that I did send my tactical insertion and um the little shack right there, and it was kind of obvious to see the tactical insertion there. I don't see why, I don't see how the enemies did not see that or at all. So that was pretty stupid of them. But aside from that, again, just cheated system. And basically, also the way you want to play different Demolition is always going to be based on teamwork. Although some like to run individually, so I like to go for kills only because Demolition is the game for spawn trapping. The spawns are too horrific, and it's the only game really playable for spawn trapping, in which a lot of people would like to play it a lot. And but aside from that, the way we want to play Demolition is, my recommendation is to have two sets of classes. Now, I didn't do that in this video because I forgot to set them up, and I kind of didn't choose to. But I will do more gameplay of it later on in the future. But you want to have two sets of classes. One set of class with hardline, sleight of hand, and marathon. Hardline for obviously getting your kill streaks faster and so on. But I'll get into more detail later. And the second class you want to have is Flak Jacket, Sleight of Hand, and Marathon, including Semtex, Concussion, and C-Force. But not much too explosive involved, just those necessities, those main necessities. And I'll get into detail with the Hardline class. Basically, if you're playing on defense, excuse me, you basically want to use that class because you're less likely to defuse the bomb unless the enemy's that well at planting the bombs. But again, you're less likely to defuse the bomb because, again, defense is the most simplest task in Demolition compared to offense, where you do have to plant the bomb. Now it's kind of getting into the second class setup, but before I get into that, again, you don't really need like a really impressive setup. It's just a basic setup: hardline, sleight of hand, and marathon, just to get your kill streaks fast when you're playing a defense. And so when you're spot charging them, you could just get earning kill streaks easily, and like it's not really too big of a class to talk about. But getting into the Flak Jacket, Sleight of Hand, and Marathon class, you might want to use that class, and it's best used when you're playing on offense, when you're playing in the bomb. The reason it's Flak Jacket this time because most of the time you be trying to go to plant the bomb, and most of the time you run through explosives, grenades, noob tubes, anything that may come in your way. Which Flak Jacket is really, honestly, Flak Jacket in my opinion is a really good perk, especially with explosives. It's like the equivalent of Juggernaut, except it doesn't protect you, but it protects you from explosives, especially with the Pro variant, which deflects fire damage. So it just gives you any type of napalm or any other type of like a flamethrower or anything will deflect that damage, so you won't get affected as much. You'll get affected a little bit, but chances are that you won't even die at all. So those are my recommendations for two classes that you should use in Demolition. I will post gameplay of that some other time in the future, but for now it's just a basic gameplay with Demolition. And so it's a really good game so far, and hope you guys are enjoying it. And aside from that, so take those classes into consideration. Try them out for yourselves. Also, I forgot to mention the Flak Jacket class. Using C4s is so just in case if you have planted the bomb and you want to defend it. Claymores aren't really gonna work at most times, in which C4s are really helpful. Unless they destroy them, C4 is for when they go for defusing a bomb, whether it's one enemy, two enemies, a group of enemies, whatever the case may be. It is your moment and your chance to actually get the opportunity to blow up the explosives, and so you'll be able to prevent them from defusing the bomb and be able to win the game, destroy the objectives, and win the game overall. So really, again, take some consideration and really try it out for yourselves. It works out a lot for me. It helps me a lot when I'm planting the bombs, or I'm using my defense class, for keeping the enemies back from planting overall. So I'll give us some more demolition tips later on in future videos, but those are my demolition tips for class setups at this moment. So I hope you guys are enjoying it so far, and it's a really good demolition game. Excuse me. And we were really tearing these guys up, especially with the kills. I was getting kill streaks and everything, and yeah, it's a really good game so far. And so the game's about wrapping up here just in a little bit. So we did manage to get the bomb planet, fortunately. So it was a good game overall, and nothing much more to say. Again, I'll give out more demolition tips in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. So the game is about wrapping up here in a few seconds. I fortunately died right here. So the game has ended here. We did annihilate them, and the final score is, I believe, 56-10. So I hope you guys, actually 53-13, excuse me. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and bye. Saturday Recons is out.